Hi, welcome to Christine's Corner. Today's guest, I have a psychic. Her name is Denise Atkinson, and I hope I said that right.
You did.
Is a mystic, medium, and spiritual intuitive. She has been reading for over 30 years, and she has an office at the Bridge Healing Arts Center in Farmington, Connecticut.
That's correct. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. You said intuitive. What is intuitive?
So intuitive is actually the ability to understand something without any conscious reasoning. It's a hunch. It's a feeling. It just comes to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does everyone have intuition?
Yes, I think everyone does have intuition, and I think that you can develop it. I also feel that the most important thing about intuition is listening to it. So,
can that be taught?
It can be. There are certain things you can do that can help you with intuition. You could write things down. You can sit in meditation. Keep a diary is really one of them. I mean, it's like, say you get up in the morning and every morning you make coffee, and you're single and you want to meet someone, but one morning you wake up and you think to yourself, oh, I'm just going to go to Dunkin' Donuts. You should listen to that message that you're receiving. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, who knows who you might meet, right?
Right.
That's right, in line or something.
So it's just a feeling and something, not a voice telling you, it's just a feeling.
That's
this
correct.
Is where you should go.
That's correct. It's
or
a feeling.
What you should do, or
sure.
Or I shouldn't go into work today, and it was the 9/11, you know.
Oh,
happened,
definitely.
You know.
I'm sure some people felt that.
What is a medium? I mean, is that the same thing as intuition?
No, a medium is someone who connects with the other side. A medium is...
The other side, the death side.
The people who have passed over or crossed over. That's a medium.
You say dead side.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm basically a medium, and what I do is I use my soul touches the soul of that person who has crossed over. So it's like a brief moment in time, and then all the information is downloaded, and I'm able to sit with someone and give them that information.
That's a good word, downloaded now. That's modern terms now.
Modern terms, exactly. Exactly.
So do you feel the spirit world around you? I mean, does it get cold, or it's just...
For me, basically, when I sit and do a reading, I start with a prayer, and I feel it as energy. So if I'm reading someone and their father has passed, he would come up on my left-hand side. If it's a woman, I will feel the energy come up on my right-hand side. So it's the energy that I'm feeling. I'm heightening my intuition to the point of stepping almost to the other side. The veil is very thin.
So they're telling you what somebody needs to know about that person?
Well, if I was to sit in an interview and sort of give people information on their loved one, what they really want to say on the other side is, I love you, I miss you. But what I do is I'm an evidential medium, and what that is that's a person who gives you information on that person. So how old they were when they passed, if they were male or female, what they did for a living, the type of clothing that they wore, their persona, their personality, the things that meant a lot to them. Maybe they were a ball player, you know?
Wow. So that person can connect and say, you really are talking to my brother, my sister, my...
Exactly. So then they
whatever.
know that's who I have with me.
When did you first realize you were a medium or intuitive?
Well, I've always known that I was a medium since I was a little girl, but then I had a tragedy when I was about 9 years old, and that sort of heightened it to a whole different level. I've never, since the age of 9 years old, felt alone. So I've always felt like I've had an energy around me, protecting me.
They say when you're children, a lot of children see the spirits. Was this true? Did you see them, or you just felt them, as you said?
I don't see. I have heard at times. Hearing is something that happens, but that's very seldom, and that's up to spirit. I do not see spirit.
No.
No.
But you know they're there, and you can hear them talking to you.
I can hear them at times. That's really up to them. I can't turn that on or off. So the only time that I saw was when I had an out-of-body experience, when I was in meditation. And I was just placed in a very bright light. There was no tunnel. And I saw spirits, I call them light beings, and they were moving, positioning themselves. And that was the very first time. And that happened after I had cancer in 2013.
Oh, you had cancer?
Yes.
So things changed for you whenever something happened to you?
Well, they shifted twice, really, for me. When I was 9 years old, I had a tragedy, and that kind of shifted things, and I heard for the very first time. And then the second time was when I had the out-of-body experience in 2013.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that was like
How
hitting
was that?
lotto.
Oh.
Actually, better than hitting lotto.
Some might say that was scary, so.
I was not scared. I did, after the out-of-body experience, become very sad, maybe a little depressed for a few days. But that was only because I wanted to go back there, and I wanted to see them again, and I wanted more of that feeling of love. It was a sense of overwhelming love, really.
You said love, so where did
Love.
you go? So I think of heaven, but.
The other side, I crossed over to the other side. Some people want to call it heaven. I would say that it probably was, if that's heaven.
It was a good feeling.
It was a wonderful feeling. It was
Wow.
wonderful,
Wow.
beautiful.
Any messages they give you or anything?
Well, while I was there, I was asking them questions. I was saying to them, I know you, I've seen you before. And they didn't talk back to me. It was all just a feeling.
Yeah.
It was all like a rebirth, really, is what I could
Wow.
tell you.
Oh, that's a great
And
feeling.
so after those few days of after it happened, I realized that I really needed to start and get my message out there and live and love. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing.
Growing up, I was always told as a child that that was evilish to know what's going on the other side. Did that ever happen to you, or did anybody say it to you?
No,
Or do you in fear of being evil coming through?
never. I have never, ever felt any type of evil coming through. I think there are low energies, maybe someone who's passed over that, was an alcoholic or had mental illness. I can pick up on those traits that person had while they were here in their body. But when you pass over, I feel like they don't have any of that anymore. So it's not evil, no.
Oh, okay.
And I was never told it was evil because I really kept it to myself as a young child. So,
Why did you keep it to yourself?
well, for a lot of reasons, I was brought up Catholic.
There you go.
So there's one of the reasons. And, it wasn't talked about in my family.
Oh,
So, yeah.
yeah. I know. So your business is called Soul-Centered Mediumship. Can you explain what soul-centered means?
Well, for me, it's all about the soul, and it's the essence of life. It's who we are. Our soul, I think, exists before we come here, and it exists after we leave our bodies. So everything is about the soul for me. And like I said before, it's my soul for a brief moment passing with a soul that is on the other side, and I receive all that information. That's how I connect.
Oh. Do you never feel the bad feeling, so that's good too. Like something they want to, like, say somebody wants to get something through to you, and there's like, are they like more forceful towards you?
I did have something that happened when I was in Florida with a friend of mine, who is now a friend of mine. At the time, I didn't know him. And I was out and I was sitting next to him, never met him before, and I heard his son say, "Talk about me, my name is Daniel." And that was very forceful because I literally heard it in my ear, and he said it so quickly, "My name is Daniel," that some of the words were missing. And I started to talk to the gentleman to my right, and he did have a son named Daniel who passed of a drug overdose. And my friend Pasquale, now he's my friend, was hurting from that. And that's how they come through if they're forceful.
Wow.
But it's never evil. It's for a healing process.
It's never evil?
No, it's never evil.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
Yeah. Do you dream? Oh, I mean, everyone dreams, but I mean, has anything come through in a dream?
Absolutely. I have lots of premonitions and dreams. My dreams are like old movie clips. I don't know if you've ever watched an old movie,
Yeah.
and it's running through a projector.
Right.
I can wake up in my dream and see everything that's going on. And they are premonitions at times.
Do you feel that you should tell that person? Or
Sometimes the premonition is for me. Other
Okay.
times it's for other people. I don't feel that I should necessarily tell anyone anything unless they come to me.
do you feel that everything that you feel is something that's true, or something can change the way what might happen? Like if you get a premonition, something's going to happen to this person, but maybe a prayer or something intercede and it didn't happen.
That's a good question. We always use prayer, right? But usually we have free will.
Mm-hmm.
We can choose to do different things, I guess, but it's pretty much spot on. I mean, I can't change or interfere with anything. I can
Right.
pray on it.
Right, because some feel that, oh, if I found out ahead of time, they're not supposed to know ahead of time what's supposed to happen, so maybe I will change what happened. So that's not true.
Well, I'll tell you a story. My sons, when they were in high school, had two twins, and they used to drive in the car together all the time. And one day I saw them go by, and I saw one of the boys kind of missing out of the car. He was in the car, but missing. And he ended up passing, and I knew that that was going to come. I prefer not to know when someone's going to pass. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for me to know that. And there's no reason for me to give that information.
Oh, I see.
And that's happened to me more than once. So,
Is there anything else you want to add before we go on to the next questions? Like, what's it like reading different people? Do you ever fear that you're not going to get something right?
that's a good question also. No, I'm never afraid that I'm not going to give something that's right, that's incorrect. I always work with the highest of the good. I mean, it's never wrong. I deliver the information that I'm given, and it's up to them to do with it what they will. I will never, ever in a reading tell someone what they should do.
Oh, that's good.
That's not what I do. What I do is I deliver the information about the people who've passed over that they want to hear from.
I seem to have run out of some good questions. But
Well, you know, I can tell you a story. I do work at Meg's in Manchester. I do read for her on certain days, usually once a month. And I had someone come in for a reading, and there was some sexual abuse there, and I brought that through. And this had to do with his brother that sexually abused him. And the father had passed, and I was able to bring that father through for him. And that was very, very healing for him, because no one would acknowledge that that had really happened. But since the father had crossed over and knew that the son was telling the truth, it was very validating for him and very, very healing for him.
oh, that was
yeah.
good.
So, you know, readings are healing in that sense.
Yeah. I had one where I didn't feel that, I wasn't there for my mom when she passed, so I always felt awful about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone said, no, just the opposite, that, everything was fine. So how do you feel when that happens like that?
Well, I've never had that personally happen to me, but I know that I have read people where they weren't there for someone that they wanted to be there for. And I think that things like that happen. I mean, people pass, and sometimes there are reasons why you're not there. And I don't think people should feel guilty about it. I think once we cross over on the other side, that person is always with you. They're in your heart. You carry them in your heart forever. And they are very much aware of the love that you have for them. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
love is the most important thing.
Yeah,
and I
it is.
learned that through that out-of-body experience.
Wow. So things are different when you cross over.
Things are very different, I believe.
Do you do phone readings too?
I do. Excuse me. I do phone readings, yes. I prefer people to be across from me or sitting in a chair. And most of the time, I don't even look at people when I'm reading them. I'm off somewhere else because I'm not looking for body language or cold reading. You know, this is accurate information that the person is receiving.
Right.
But I prefer them in front of me because I like to feel their energy. And you do get energy through voice.
Yeah, you do.
So phone readings do work.
Ah,
Sure.
that's true. You're still hearing their voice. so-
Right. And today you could do Skype.
Yeah, wow.
So
that's
Skype
true.
or FaceTime or any of those types of
I had
readings.
somebody do it from email, and I said, I don't know how they could do it through email. I would have to hear their voice myself.
Well, you could do it through email if you have the person's name. I only take the person's first name and a birthday, and you can do a reading like that.
Oh, so it's more like a horoscope.
Well, there's a lot more information than a horoscope,
Yeah.
but you can figure some things out by someone's birthday.
So do you do events too?
I also do events. I do gallery readings. I do private readings. Yes.
How do people usually feel after your reading? I mean, do you only do good readings and you don't want to tell them bad things, you said?
I tell them exactly what they're supposed to receive.
Ah,
There are bad things that come through. I read a woman today, and her fiance passed, and I told her some things, and she felt so blessed when she left, and she wrote something very nice on my Facebook page. I also have a Facebook page for my business.
oh, you do?
Yes.
What's it called?
It's Denise Atkinson, Soul-Centered Mediumship. You can find me on Facebook.
Oh, so for more information.
For more information, sure, you can look me up on Facebook. Or you can call me on the phone. So I can give you my number. That's 860-930-9515. And I can take appointments that way also. It takes me a while to get back to people because I am very busy.
So when was it that you finally told your family about what you can do?
My family has known for a long time. They just didn't let me know that they knew. So,
Oh.
but they know. They know now.
They know now.
Yeah, they're very excited for me because everyone in my family said, "Oh, Dee, we've always known," and my
Oh.
friends, we've always known.
And you
that
didn't want to
had this
tell them
ability.
anything, and then they already knew.
They already knew. Yeah, your true friends know.
Yeah.
You don't have to really speak in words.
Right.
So.
Well, religion seems to have changed since then about the psychic and knowing. Do you have to ground yourself with God, or I don't even know if your belief is in God or anything, but do you have to ground yourself?
I do ground myself, but I do believe in God. I am Catholic, and the Catholics are aware of supernatural. You know, so
Yeah, they seem to be changing all the religions. Why? I can't say all the religions.
well, the Catholics give us the saints, and they give us the angels, and they
Right.
give us all the beautiful things that the other religions use. I mean,
Right.
even spiritualism, right?
Right.
Angels and guides.
Right.
So.
Do you see auras? I've heard of people seeing auras.
Sometimes, not often, but I can pick up on colors around people or a mood that they may have. If they're very grounded, it's in blue. If there's a lot of energy around them, there's yellows. Yeah, I do see auras at times.
Oh.
I
must
don't
be
look
pretty.
for them now. You know, I don't go shopping and I'm in the, store and
Right.
I'm looking at people trying to read them. There is a level of privacy there, and I don't really want to know everyone's business
Right,
because I have my own,
right.
you know?
When someone says, well, she can read my mind, do they like, oh, I don't want to go near her because she can read my mind? Is it like that where you can pick up everything that everyone can do, or is it just comes when it comes?
No, I can turn it on and turn it off. I call it like closing and opening the window, basically. I was at Starbucks, I don't know how long ago, but I was standing behind a woman that was in line, and there was a download of information that came in. She was from Pennsylvania. You know, she had breast cancer. Her mother had breast cancer. Her mother-in-law had breast cancer. And I immediately just turned it off because it's a level of privacy. So,
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
and it's not my business unless they ask for me to give them
Right,
information.
right.
So that does happen, but I close the window.
Well, I dare say this on TV, but I had told somebody that was visiting me, I said, don't go this way because there's going to be a police officer there. And he just looked at me like, I had three eyes or something. And I said, sometimes you just get this strong feeling and you just feel like you should tell him. So he deliberately went fast just to prove
Oh, no.
that me wrong. And here comes the policeman right in the same spot where I told him that it was.
Now that's your intuition.
That's my intuition.
Yes, yes,
So that's why I'm like, what is intuition and what's psychic?
yes. Well, psychic is basically what we use when we sit down to do, a reading. It's all that stuff. It's. I would say to you, oh, don't drive too fast. I see a ticket coming. That's part of it.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
Intuition is more like it's just something that comes to you. Like go to Starbucks to get a coffee. It's the same in the
Yeah,
same field.
right.
Yeah.
So has that ever happened to you like that?
What's that?
You say, don't go this way, you're going to get a ticket. I mean,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm on the highway driving fast because I have a fast car, and sure, I feel like maybe there might be a police officer up.
yeah, that's intuition.
Yeah, that's intuition, or being told to slow down, right?
Right?
Yeah.
How's it feel being the gifts that you have? I mean, does it sometimes bothersome, or is it a good feeling that you can help other people?
I'm glad you said gift because I truly believe that it is a gift, and I truly believe that it is a gift from God. I think mediums are born. I think that, this is my gift, and I'm supposed to be here doing this, and I'm supposed to be here helping people. So it's a blessing for me to be able to do this.
Oh, that's good. That'll help other people who have that and not and afraid of it, and say, it's okay.
Yes.
You're not
yes.
going to be a witch, burnt at the stake.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, thank God.
But I think those people back, a long time ago, and people said they were witches, I think they were just in tune with nature, and they were in tune with themselves and intuition. So.
Well, we only have 1 minute, so if you want to give your website.
So my website is, you can find it by www.Denise Atkinson Medium. You can find me on Facebook with Denise Ann Atkinson Soul Centered Mediumship, or you can call me at 860-930-9515. And just give me a little bit of time to get back to you. I
Yeah.
know you're looking for me.
Yeah.
That's the intuition.
I just have one more question.
Okay.
After you're done, do you have to do some prayers or anything to make sure that whoever is attached to you doesn't stay attached to you?
No one stays attached to me.
Okay.
I'm not, a believer of that. I know
right.
that that's happened, but.
Well, thank you very much for tuning in to Christine's Corner. We were here with Denise Atkinson, psychic medium. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. See ya. Love you.